Welcome to the sixth installment of the Abstract Podcast, where we got your lovely, charismatic 6 foot.
Can you do that again? Can you do that again?
Dad.
Sorry.
Did you not record? Did you not record?
No, I did. I was just doing a bit. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. Anyways. Welcome to the sixth installment of the Abstract Podcast, where we got our lovely, charismatic 6'4" male feminist host, AceSpace. You see, I'm doing great, lovely, talking to some of the hosts. And how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Nothing's been happening recently. I have just been a ray of sunshine. I love everyone.
That's nice to know. A little run. And Yen, wake up.
Oh,
Yen, wake up.
Oh, fuck. Hi.
What's up, Yen? What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much.
Dude, you just woke up into the sixth installment of the Abstract Podcast.
Oh, God. I thought it was a nightmare.
We're sixth through? I'm surprised we haven't ended. Actually, we almost did because Amos didn't want to show up. Actually, Amos just transitioned. I forgot. My bad.
Thank God.
My bad.
So, yes. I definitely got like a list of topics to go into. Is there anything you want to say real quick, Ant, before I do that?
Sorry. Yes, I want to say thank you all for the support of the last episode with our first guest, Lio Convoy. It did very well. All of us are very thankful for it. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty peak. More coming the way. We got more guests lined up in the pipeline that are very interesting ones, and we're very excited for it. So, thank you for that. Anyway, you continue.
Yeah, because for sure, the focus, I've always wanted to say, just be transparent with everyone here. I want it to be more about just us because, we just have such an irradiating glow, just with us three. But the guest is nice.
Honestly.
A guest is nice, I like interacting with other people, but this is us. This is us, okay? And we're all antisocial incels, okay?
Yeah,
true.
I know someone really enjoyed some of my critiques of them in the last episode of the podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
I know a lot of people really, really, really like that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Malcolm.
All right.
What was that?
Let's instead of talking about that side of that drama, let's talk about a new branch that kind of just came out. Courtney Peet, am I right, fellas? Now, Courtney is quite the interesting character, if I had to say so myself. I mean, not to be a dick, but Courtney really mainly got known because they were a victim of Lily Orchard, and that was the video that blew up and changed Lily's kind of career forever because no one knew about this till they made their video, and it is horrific. I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure when I checked the Brit logs, Lily kind of admitted to corrupting the quote-unquote perfect daughter, and that's the reason why they were kicked out of the house. So it's
that's correct.
Yeah. So the thing is, I it's just more reason why I would believe Courtney. I know some people don't care whether or not Courtney's right or not. I mean, I just recently had an argument with someone on my stream about it, whether it was real or not, and I just talked about that.
Yeah.
But but anyways, right. That's kind of how they gained any notoriety, right? There's obviously some other things scattered here and there for their internet footprint, but for, interestingly enough, I kind of only bumped into Courtney more recently, in ACC, if you will, because for some reason they thought it was a good idea to hop on a video with "I Love Kim Possible" a lot, and that was that was insufferable because they were brought on because I don't even get KP's logic. Okay, I talked about this before, right? It's you're talking about an alleged rape story, right? So the best thing you could do is bring in the rape victim to see if it's real or not. And I'm okay, dude. I think that show Pawn Stars or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I made references to it where Courtney was the rape expert to try to see if the story seemed legit or not. It's what? Because it just doesn't make any sense.
Dude, it's you're so close to just saying rape review at that point. It's so close to it, but it's such an idiotic mindset to do. No, shocker. No, not all cases to predation are the same. I don't understand how that would have worked or helped.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just that because regardless, right? I respect what's what happened to Courtney, right? It's I'm not going to mock that, right? But the thing is, I think that kind of logic to see, like, whether or not a rape is real, there's many flaws you'll bump into. For one, right, the very basic flaw is if you show a rape victim a rape story, you can relitigate their own trauma and just kind of like make them go through their own fucking events again. It's like, I don't know. I feel like there's too much of a risk of that. And as well, right, just because you're a victim of something doesn't exactly make you the expert of it. And the reason why, like, I actually talked about this with, like, grooming when, like, I was talking about it. When people get groomed on the internet, right? Just because they've been groomed once does not actually... It actually makes them worse in being able to detect it again, especially if it's themselves. It's because if they've been, desensitized and normalized to something, it's actually way harder for them to detect it again, which is why if you're a grooming victim, there's actually a higher chance that you will be groomed again, rather if you were never groomed at all. It's depressing. It's really sad, but that's why I wouldn't bring in a grooming victim to review a grooming case. Okay.
I mean, a peak example of that, I mean, in the more recent years is the SCC, slideshow commentary. You have a lot of people who have been hurt in that community, have their own experience from being groomed and harassed. And yet a lot of the people was very quick to, through, the way it was portrayed to them, bring George Raccoon back into the community, who was a groomer. It's like, and there's a lot of tribalism in that community, which is its own problem, But it just sort of goes to show that, like, yeah, you can be a grooming victim, but also not understand the signs of someone else being groomed.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, even, like...
No one's a perfect person.
Even with, like, that... See, like, that's where, like, I kind of translate it. Like, it's not obviously the same, right? But, like, the logic I'm trying to, like, point out here is, just because Courtney was, like, a rape victim, right? Their story is also very unique. Like, they were a rape victim through, like, something that was also via incest. So it's, like, that's not even remotely close to, like, what Emmy even, like, allegedly went through in their own story. And it's like, they're not going to have any expertise. I mean, they're not going to have any extra knowledge that, like, any other person's going to have when looking at that, because they haven't really been through, like, what the alleged story is going through. It's very different. I mean, they're not the same. And like how you mentioned earlier, not all stories, like, are the same. You can't just put a blanket statement on it. Like, that's why, like, there would be, like, that's, like, that core flaw with, like, having her, like, come in here like the expert. And it's like, she clearly didn't know what she was talking about. I mean, her and KP, unironically, they'll try to deny this. They will. But, like, they did tailor the response. They 100% did, because they highlighted parts and had Emmy try to talk about it being, like, a power dynamic when that had, like, no, like, matter at all, and, like, in the whole situation. It's like, I've already talked about, like, how I feel about power dynamics. I mean, I'll talk about it a little bit here. Every relationship's going to have a power dynamic argument. Like, that's always going to exist. Take GivenAnt, for example, right? He's kind of like the little guy. You see,
but
if I, was, like, friends with GivenAnt, I'm kind of like, a bigger platform, right? And it kind of gets, like, less pull, right? I would say I have, like, more power
gay.
than you, right?
I like that you bring answers.
I have more power than you.
Well, you see, even Yen gets, like, more pull than fucking Ant. Like, it's actually just, like, diabolical.
That's just not even true, but okay.
Leave the little guy alone.
That is just not even
Leave
true.
the little red alone. But the point is, though, right? Just using Ant still for the hypothetical, but I don't have to mean it, right? You see, the thing is, right?
How he means it. I hate you. We're
just
not
because,
friends anymore.
let's say, like, if I got, like, more pull, right? Nothing would really matter with us being, like, associated with each other, because even if I, like, got, like, more pull and, like, was more known and, like, was, more, like, a notable figure, right? Then if I'm not, like, doing that to, like, make Ant do things or coerce him to, like, things or, like, anything like that, using my power dynamic for, like, bad stuff, right? Realistically, who would care? Who would care? It's like, realistically, who would even give a fuck? Now, to translate this back, right? If Saberspark, like, even, like, the alleged victim even admitted this, because she wasn't even trying to make the point, but, like, KP and Courtney were so, like, adamant about, like, having her do so. He has not once, with his 20k Brony review channel, ever, like, said, I'm a big YouTuber, if you do this for me, I'll make you famous, or anything along those lines. No coercion, no manipulation, nothing. And, like, they make, like, an insane assumption to try to say, well, he just knew he had power. He just knew, and that's why he didn't ask. He just, like, leaped on her and just went doggy style. It's like
doggy style.
It's like it's crazy though, because
I do find it insane also, right? Because Emmy is just not just some nobody, right? They've had previous, like, mainstream controversies, like boinking the Sonic voice actor, being on Dr. Phil, they're not a nobody.
No, exactly.
I think they can stand on their own two legs.
And
I think it also sort of like really points out that they were trying to, I don't know, I still find it so weird that these people never went through a police report, even though that's what was advised to them.
Actually,
and instead went down the online avenue.
So two things I want to mention here. For one, the reason why she didn't go public with it on her own is because she understood that she had like a controversial past and felt like it would not be taken seriously, which you could read that however way you want. I feel like it's a little like malicious, but with the police report thing, KP will even say like on record that they were going to, but then she got like absolutely terrified because she found out that Saberspark could just like, call to like see like, her actual like, who filed the police report, and that would give her like the information of hers, and she was paranoid about being doxxed. But it's like, I'm gonna be so real, right? It's like, if you were wanting to, protect your anonymity or whatever, right? It's like, dog, why would you make like a public video about it? Even if like you're anonymous, you did not stay anonymous for long. Okay.
I mean, it's also a risk you're going to take if you're going to try and lead an accusation in that way. If you're going to be a victim advocate, or like, platform a victim story, or, in that way, and help them getting the help that they need through a legal avenue, which is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You kind of have to make peace with you're going to have to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you actually genuinely think, like, I guess, realistically, right, like, how, like, I always looked at it, like, the case is, they both had consensual sex, but she regretted it, because, admittedly, they both had different goals, and I think Emmy is, like, okay to feel pissed off, because she was looking for a long-term relationship, and he was looking at her like a one-night stand. Right, or basically a friend with benefit, if you will. And like they both had very different goals. They didn't really have like great communication when going into it. But it's like, that's not rape. That's not sexual assault. That's nothing like that. You're basically like trying to resent consent, and you can't really. You're just regretful about your sexual encounter that you gave consent to. You had no issue with it. You gave it right in the moment 2 different times, and you showed no signs going against it. And it's like, it's very clear, even like what came out more, you were genuinely obsessed with the guy. Like, it's embarrassing for like some of like the Twitter DMs. Like, Saberspark would literally unfollow her on Twitter, and like within like a couple hours she would just be like, why'd you unfollow me? Did I do something? Dude. It's like bro, like, fuck me. And like, I don't know, that's why like people were calling out that she lied to like Mysterious Mr. Enter or whatever. But like, I'm not trying to like get too deep into like Emmy, because originally the whole reason why she was even brought up, even like if her own intentions were questionable, like essentially the focus loops back to Courtney on here for editing this person's alleged testimony to fit like her own narrative and like arguments that she was going to say in the video. Yeah. They both acted like a non-biased third party, just only for it to like be super fucking involved. And it, they did like a really cute and quirky thing. Yellow highlight was KP and purple was Courtney. So it matched their YouTube brands. Tee matching. But
I find that so weird. Like, why did you ask someone to edit their statement? Like, you got to you have to go with what the victim or whoever your platforming statement originally says without your input. Because it's not their statement then. It could be good, it could be bad, modified. But it's modified, right? It's like, it's not their thoughts and feelings anymore. Yeah, it's, or their account of it. Like, that's just really quite manipulative, in my opinion.
KP tried to lie about it, saying like she only was like editing it for grammatical errors, when that just was not the case. I mean, and like fucking like Courtney will try to deny it when like they've had like way more of an involvement. Like, again, the power dynamic thing like was like the specific thing I like to point out, but they also like try to like make certain sentences sound worse. Like, here, point out that like, you're only 80 pounds and he could have overpowered you, and that's why you were worried. And it's like, it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're just modifying it.
It's like, dude, like, okay, well, Emmy, were you thinking this at the time? No.
Well, okay, you can now. It's not in
that statement. Well, you can now. Yes. Why?
And it's like, the other stupid thing that I would say that came from Courtney and that was the whole implied consent argument. And I like to mock it a lot, but it's like, they'll say that there's no such thing as implied consent. But then at the same time, right, their hypothetical for where it could exist is a rock star essentially getting flashed by a groupie, and apparently that's her implying that she wants to fuck, which already has like flaws in itself. I don't think like a woman just ended up like fucking flashing themselves, especially in a concert context, automatically equates to let's have sex. Like, sometimes it can, but like flashing your chest is not like an automatic. Like, dude, fucking women flash her chest at bouncers just to get into a club. They're not trying to fuck the bouncer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't know, that it's.
I don't understand. I also don't understand how that like argumentation then applies, because what are you implying? Because it's not like Saber Sparks can be like, yeah, let me just go ahead and just pull my shirt up and show my big belly. It's like, what?
Slaps belly on table.
Like, pulls pants down, implied consent. Here you go, have at it. It's like, I don't understand what even is the comparison there.
No, you know, that would be called like public indecency, and you would get arrested.
Exactly.
Like, no, but like, what's like even more insane, right, is implied consent does exist. All right, like, obviously, okay, implied consent could be, hell, it could be like two people just kind of looking each other in the eyes, you know, with a romantic gaze, and like they just kind of like move their hands onto each other, body language, right? You could describe multiple things could be considered it, because some people were trying to like make arguments of, well, it could exist in CNC, and I'm like, dude, you're doing too much, dude. It literally exists in just basic body language.
In rape play?
Like, no, like, yes, consent, non-consent. It's like, it exists there, and it's like, dude, that is like way more of a reach than you even need to make for this argument.
That's so online for that argumentation, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's like, even like with this, right? It's Courtney tried to argue that even veterans of sex always ask before every movement. And you're like, yeah? You think they both go in the bed and be like, can I put my hand on your shoulder? Can I move in a little bit closer? Can I kiss your neck? Can I? Yeah, they don't do that. They don't do that.
Okay, if I touch you.
Yeah, it's like, can I touch your nose? Like, they don't do that. It's body language. It's body language. Right. It's all within the body language. And it's like, I'm not gonna like blame Courtney too much for probably having like a skewed idea of like what sex is and like what is like consensual or not, maybe because I probably equate it to what happened with them. But then at the same time, the only reason why it has to be criticized here is because you literally tailored a fucking testimony to like, you know, fit that narrative, like to even like care about that even more. And like if you used your own personal belief to try to make it like the factual standard, which is just not, you don't do that. You don't do that. That's fucking insane. But that was just kind of the start of it. That was a month ago. Okay, and that only got brought up recently because she still tries to deny the whole like tailoring the response and you know, the whole fucking like she called one of Lio's mods like a rapist essentially.
Oh yeah, I can't even remember. Like, I was not asleep for that, but or awake for that. Fuck me. But like, yeah, that was the thing that got them banned from Lio's server. They'd been in there for a while. But...
yeah, no, they were in there for a while. When I was doing like my initial research for like my size scribbles video, and I was talking to Courtney about some of the stuff, it was like, yeah, she was in there for like months for a while. So like, yeah, I was not surprised.
I mean, I hate.
She was very active too. She was very active in the server.
They were quite annoying. I mean, you also had people like
I agree,
Sanark and Falgi going in there, butting heads with them, which I mean, awesome. Fair enough, but like.
They also lied to me in DMs about their relationship with Sai, which is really funny.
Yeah,
they pretty much like worded it to like I gotta pull up the DMs. I gotta pull up the exact DMs, but they pretty much worded it like them and Sai basically didn't really have a beef or relationship prior to this recent stuff, which is just not true.
Yeah.
So
their fallout unironically starts with like the most gayest way imaginable. It's like. And to be honest, it's stupid. It's only stupid because Courtney's got me kind of like siding with Sai on this one, and I don't even like Sai. But it's like Sai, like Courtney was asking, "Can we watch the June the King video?" Like because they both actually like corroborate this narrative, right? They both corroborate this narrative, which is why I've given it any credence. It's like they were gonna watch the June the King video on Lily Orchard, and Sai was originally not wanting to because since they did so much Lily coverage, they felt like they were not going to give much good criticism and be like, "Yep, that happened. Yep, that happened. Yep, that happened," which is fair. All right, I got to give them that. Like, if you're not really feeling you're going to give criticism to something you're covering, right, I can understand, you know, the hesitance to, like, even cover it. But then what, like, kicked things off is Lily Orchard ended up responding, and she asked, like, Courtney if, like, we could watch this together. And apparently she asked Courtney, like, you know, if, like, you know, they could do, like, you know, like, voices or whatnot, like, reading, like, you know, some screenshots together. And Courtney kind of, like, I don't know if she asked her to read Lily, but I know, like...
sorry, you said Lily.
No, I said... Well, no. Said... Lily responded, she asked Courtney if they could watch, like, the Lily thing. But
Oh, sorry, right.
that's all
Yeah.
good. But then
My
apparently
fucking fingers crossed.
Courtney got upset, left the server. So I wasn't too suspicious before because Courtney's left the server before, but then it just started like into like this fallout, which is just really, really stupid. That was like the most stupidest reason because it's like realistically, it's like all this over like a fucking a potential stream that could have happened. Like, dude, I don't know. It's dumb because like Sai doesn't even look like insane in that one. They just look like they're reasonable, and Courtney looked worse. But it's like Courtney's like made like a lot of dumb arguments. I mean, I think even like I checked with something with Ant once where it's like she was trying to make the argument that Sai was defending and sweeping for a pedophile because her alt account took Lily Orchard's like handle
Yeah,
before like it was like removed from the internet, like before Lily could get
pretty
it back.
much. Yeah.
So because of Sai having Lily Orchard's handle on their alt account, Courtney genuinely tries to make the argument that they let the pedophile get away. And like let them hide. It's stupid. No, it's literally stupid. There's no way that works.
So dumb.
And that's an argument they made on their stream like I think like around like a week ago. Like it's genuinely insufferable. Like some of the points that they have against Sai. It's dumb.
She takes like simple critiques of like what people have of Sai because Sai is such an easy person to like criticize and like mock and whatever. But like she takes it and just takes it to like the next extreme, to the next level all the time. And it's just like, it's autistic. It's like an autistic level of way to do it. Insufferable. She's so insufferable sometimes.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is just like, they've had falling outs with like some other people. I only know like about Sai, but I know she's pretty much been ostracized from like, the Lily, hater group, which to be honest, she kind of did it to herself. Like I can't really like, be mad at too many other people. I think might be a little bit childish to have that kind of beef over something so trivial, but it's like she's responsible for her own actions, and her own actions put her in the place where she is now. And it's like after being disliked by Lily fans and then after being disliked by Lily haters, she went to a new place. And that was Cat's Lair. That would be a thing worth regretting later. So that was You see, I am going to talk about this part because it is kind of insufferable. Like, I'm not going to lie, I did talk to Lio already, but I kind of do got to talk about like this because it's like it's worthy to mention. Back in last year of October, people came to Lio Convoy. Like someone came to Lio Convoy. I think a person named Fennec came to Lio Convoy to talk about Courtney being an alleged groomer and like grooming a 14-year-old. Right now, in those DMs, there's two things from here because apparently like Sai was also flip floppy too, and Malcolm and a few other people when it came to Fennec. It was either Malcolm or Ant. I'm trying to remember, but Sai was 100% because apparently even in Lio's community, he was told this too. Fennec is a person that apparently is not super trustworthy, right? But I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna be so real. Even if that's the case, that they're not like a super reliable narrator, the receipts that they showed in the DMs, I think, is enough to warrant a conversation and cut off, right? So it's like what was talked about. They alleged that Courtney, like, groomed a minor essentially, and there are like things of admittance where Courtney talks about. This is like a 31-year-old woman, by the way. They talk about like like being a Discord mom to some of these kids, and there was like this case with a 14-year-old where she would teach her how to orgasm and masturbate, and which is fucking disgusting. And then there's DMs of her literally coping about being called a pedophile by that 14-year-old's mom, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so real, right? If I was an adult and that was my own kid, I'd be calling you a pedophile too, because for all I know, you're like some random adult creep just teaching my kid about sex. And even then, right? Even with the sexual health context, it doesn't really help because in sex ed, it's not like the fucking teachers are being like, whip out your cocks, I'm going to teach you how to jerk off, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's well, exactly.
That's a conversation between you and a doctor. Like if that's a concern. Like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I think Courtney I think it was either this or something else was like, well, if their mom's not gonna teach them, I gotta pick up the slack. It was something along those lines. Or am I wrong?
They said something. Yeah, I think they said something like that, where it's like, if the mom's not going to teach them, I might as well step in and like give them the knowledge. Which it's like, it was something along those lines. It's a huge paraphrasing, but still, it's the same principle, and it's just really fucked because that's not your place. Okay, that is genuinely not
Right.
Like, all right, like not to mention, parents already feel like a little iffy about like people with like licenses and like the authority to teach kids sex ed in like 6th grade and up, let alone some fucking random internet degenerate online. Okay, like I'd be crashing out, and like it's more disgusting because even though this is word of mouth, the testimony is even worse because this 14-year-old is talking about how Courtney told them to grab a shirt. This is a girl, by the way. Told them to grab a shirt and a mirror. And the context of that, because I was confused because I'm a guy, right? I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, right? I learned that sometimes girls do that and women do that to see if they're leaking. And I had no fucking clue that was a thing.
Ew.
No, it's gross. So, unironically, she told her to grab a mirror and a shirt to see if she was leaking. To a fucking 14-year-old. That is disgusting.
That's so gross.
Like, fuck me, dude. Like, like, that's just one of the things, too. That's just one of the couple things. Because I think the only thing I would say is, like, reckless that was given later, which would be, like, I guess there was, like, this 15-year-old that Courtney was talking to that was, like, getting sexually harassed and like being touched by these people, and they just said break their fingers if they try to do it again, and like stand up for yourself. Which it's like I wouldn't encourage a kid to like hurt anybody, but like obviously like that's not like any like that's not like sexual like guidance or anything like that. It's stupid. It's not your place, but it's not as bad as the other stuff. Because then we get into some of the other stuff where something that Lio was sent was that there was DMs of what the fuck was it? Oh yeah. It was another kid where I think they were like 15. This was another one where they were being sexually harassed, and Courtney encouraged this kid to sexually harass the other kid back by making fun of his dick size. And it's like, okay. It's like, okay, like, I'm gonna be so real. Like, again, I don't even know what kind of fucking advice is that. You're being apparently, like, being sexually harassed about your body, and the advice you're given is like, make fun of a kid's dick? Like, come on, Courtney. Like, be so fucking for real. And that there's still another thing.
Crazy.
And there's still another thing. Because in the messages, there was like Courtney has minors in her server, right? And I think it's actually like a 15+ server. So it's rough. She had this bond with I think a 16 or 17-year-old. It's not fully ironed out. But she had this bond with this kid because she helped them get through a suicidal time. And the context is made very clear in these DMs, right? And the only reason why I bring that up is because when Courtney was having a suicidal breakdown in the server, they were talking about how life is meaningless, suicide's the only way, and like all this shit because I guess their boyfriend was kicking them out of the house or something like that because he feels like she does nothing around the house. She's sharing way too much. But I understand, like, when you have suicidal ideation, you're not gonna, like, think accurately or in the moment, like, rationally, I would say in the moment. And it's like, you might do something really stupid. But the issue arises because like, the only reason why I would still say this is criticizable because you shouldn't even like find yourself in this situation in the first place. Like there's easy ways to mitigate like, suicide, being suicidal around kids. Because it's like essentially, right, this kid who is suicidal, she's talking about how suicide is like the only way. Like suicide's the only way to this other suicidal kid. And like this kid views Courtney as like a savior for like, helping them through a time. And in the moment of like this kid trying to calm down Courtney refers to them as their mom. Okay, like, which, that's another thing. Courtney, unironically, gets called mom by these kids. She treats these actual kids like her found family. Which...
Lio Convoyisms, dude.
Yes, but at least with Lio, they were adults. Like, fuck me. These were all, like, actual, like, 14 to 16-year-olds. Like, fuck my life.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, they want to be their internet mommy, which it's like, there's obvious red flags here. I'm going to be so real, right? Even if it's still iffy on the word grooming, you're still having sexual conversations between a minor. You're still kind of like isolating them if you go into DMs, giving them special treatment. Like, because, you're their mom, like, it's not good. Essentially, if you're not grooming these kids, you are making the chances skyrocket for these kids to be groomed by other adults. Because they'll think about, like, what your actions are as normal. All right, like, that's... Because I'm still, like, debating on what label to give to it. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, there's 100% of danger with it.
Yeah, like I think it's fair to say that Courtney was like a danger to minors. Like,
100%. I mean, I guess you could technically like say it's grooming because technically she's like, because like the whole idea of grooming is like getting somebody comfortable, so you can like take advantage. Now we don't know if Courtney was trying to like get him comfortable to take advantage of him, right? Yeah. But she was getting him comfortable with sexual topics, so which she may not be the one who is like doing it with them, but somebody else will. So it is. I guess you could technically make the argument, and I think that would be a fair assessment, I would say.
It opens up the door to like a dangerous rabbit hole, which yeah, like that's like I said, if it's not considered grooming, it's opening up the chances for them to be groomed.
Exactly.
It's like by somebody else who's going to be a lot more malicious. Because one thing we can't prove, right, is whether or not Courtney is both is A, attracted to these people, or B, trying to meet up with them in real life, for more devious, malicious actions. Those are things we can't prove. But this is obviously not a way to conduct yourself around these kids at all. Now, personally, and I've already said this to him, if I was Lio in that scenario, back in October, if I received these allegations and the screenshots that were sent was her own admittance to teaching a kid how to masturbate, a testimony, and her encouraging a kid to sexually harass another kid. That would be enough for me to be like, I want nothing to do with this person. Like,
did they give so it's like because I don't know anything about this part. So did Lio? So so somebody came to Lio and told him about it. Did they give him evidence, or was it just testimony?
There was
you just said it was just testimony.
Okay, so there's a few screenshots, but like what Lio lacked was actual logs between the minor and Courtney. But the problem also arises too because they said something like Courtney would know that what they did was bad, so they deleted the worst shit, which is purely a statement, but it's kind of hard to prove if it's accurate because if she is deleting stuff, you can't really screenshot a deleted message. Yeah, so it's like. Definitely something that raises red flags, but like at this time, Fennec was looked as an unreliable source, and the actual I'm just saying, but the actual screenshots, very minimum warrants a conversation. Very like the most would just exile them from the server, dude. Because Lio was
if somebody came to me with those allegations without any evidence, I mean, like if they just basically it was mainly just testimony, which sounds like what it basically was. And the person that you say was already like somebody who is like already not like really a trustworthy person to be around. So obviously I would take it probably with caution, but I would still look into it and probably ban the person for a while until I can get to the bottom of it. But I just think like, well, I don't trust the person, so I'm going to leave him in the server. I don't think was definitely not a smart idea. Completely like a dumb idea.
I mean, like with what was even being told, with some of the allegations that were like, said like because Lio took it like what was it? Because he the other issue with it was he confidently claimed that he read all the logs and there's just absolutely nothing like of worthy of like even deeming it as grooming or anything like that. Which I don't think he still sees it as grooming. I think like he says like there's probably red flags, but not enough. And to be fair, like I said, you can't prove intention to meet up and attraction to kids, which. That's kind of hard. I think there's probably some grooming behavior, in my opinion. But to call
grooming behavior is a good way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Courtney as like a full-blown groomer is kind of like I'm even a little bit shaky to give because that would imply that she's maliciously targeting these kids to try to corrupt
them. Yeah, because like the thing about like labeling somebody as a groomer, while she does use groomer tactics, I guess you could say, or groomer like aneurysms and stuff like that. As far as we know, at least at this moment in time, we don't know that she's actively doing it for trying to get like pleasure out of herself, like getting pleasure for herself.
Yeah, that we're aware of.
That we're aware of at the moment. Yeah, exactly. But like, so while we're not like entirely sure about that, she definitely uses groomer style tactics, which is getting minors comfortable with uncomfortable position or situations, and like getting them comfortable with an adult, which is opening obviously a massive doorway for.
It's like the gateway to grooming.
Meet some. Yes, yes, it's a great door, great big door, and then you can have like an actual pedophile come in, and it'll be a lot easier to take advantage of them because they got conditioned into this.
It's like tenderizing the meat for the butcher, dude. Like it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, has a really autistic way to say that, but yes.
At bare minimum, Courtney is a dangerous idiot. That's like the most bare minimum.
Yes, I think that's
bare minimum level without anything else. Like trying to feeling you're qualified to teach sex ed to a kid. Like even if you had the sex ed qualifications, doing it through Discord is moronic. What are you doing?
Sure.
Or with strangers, especially who are like children. Dude, it's so weird.
Yeah, I will say, one thing I like, because I do want to talk about, only just because it was brought up recently. Because the only reason why Courtney Pete was looked at was because of Lio versus Psy. It's essentially a continuance, but I do understand and feel it is a fair criticism against Lio a bit. Like I said, I think having her in the server, that was a big no-no. All right, that how I feel, right? Even with what he said, he understands where I'm coming from. I think it's only fair to say what from memory what he said. He said that she probably made a genuine mistake and was only just trying to teach a kid because she didn't see much harm in it and was only trying to do good by her own standards or something like that along the line, but just did it in the most stupidest way possible. So he was giving a little bit too good faith, I would say. But essentially, I will admit he does have a bit of a problem with giving too much good faith to the wrong people.
Yeah, but the issue with that is it's while yes, they could have while she could maybe have good intentions where she's genuinely I'm trying to help these children out. She we can't even know for a fact of her intentions, and I think Lio giving that much charitability is so stupid.
He shot himself in the foot because I don't remember exactly which screenshot it was, but he says that he missed a screenshot after confidently claiming that he read all the logs. So
yeah, I don't know, dude.
Which shoots him in the foot, because I'm not gonna lie, if you're going on, because he went on Twitter to argue with Dreamer about people being I checked all the logs Cope, and it's dude, you were confidently claiming you saw everything, and and that means you had no issue with keeping them in here based off of what you saw. Obviously we had to iron out what was being talked about. I think he knew about the suicidal thing. I don't know if he saw the actual screenshots where that was just simply told it, because his the best that we got from Courtney on that is that she simply regrets it. I don't know. That's it's rough, but I guess that happened a little over a year ago. I think what Lio was looking at it was Courtney could have been a person that made a genuine mistake out of good intention and was not trying to exile them off of an honest mistake, but then he looked more into the receipts and realized, oh, this woman could be a genuine fucking creep in danger and wants nothing to do with her, which
right.
I think
I don't think Lio had bad intentions while doing it.
Because obviously he's not going to keep around a child group.
Yeah, no, obviously. I think anybody who's saying that is completely a moronic idiot. I think that he probably is just like you said, he was just giving somebody who I believe that they were friends, right?
Well, actually, that's even weirder because he considered her not to be a friend and said that he never cared about if she.
Well, why did? Oh my lord!
That's why we had this talk.
Okay.
That's why we had this talk.
Yeah. I did. I for some reason in my head I had that they were friends. Okay, so if they're not even friends, why are you giving somebody that much charitability? I'm sorry, if somebody comes to me that I'm not even friends with, says, yeah, they did this, and you do, and I would do everything in my power to research it as much as I can until I can get all the information I can, and then come to a conclusion. But even then, I would still probably ban them because I'm again not certain about that. Even if it's somebody not trustworthy, but you giving somebody who's not your friend that much charitability is so stupid. Lio has the thing about it is Lio has what's it called? History with dealing with people like this. He was literally a predator hunter.
Well, that's why it's biting him in the ass right now, because it's
so dumb.
Because what's being basically framed right now from people that don't like him is that the predator hunter harbored a groomer, and honestly, I can understand how people can come to the conclusion that she's a groomer. I'm not going to publicly claim she's one. I can understand how people can kind of lead to that, but it's
sure.
That's why I can't be too mad, because it's they essentially what she's doing, like I said earlier, comes off as grooming behavior. All right, so it's kind of core.
Have we talked about the YouTube community post?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that yet. We're just finishing up Lio, and then we'll get into that one for sure.
Just on this one also, Courtney is extremely volatile, to anything that's talked about them. Like, I believe a while ago, even back when the KP stuff was happening, they were quite volatile in like live chats. You know, you would give them criticism. For example, Cat Slayer mods, they had given them criticism about how their server was being ran. You know, like Courtney's own server being ran, and they were basically like, "Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, get the fuck. Yeah, what are you doing? Like, you know, being a cunt." You know, so they really don't help themselves. Am I having to say that, like, oh yeah, they have to lay over and be like a good, you know, this like kitten. Person and take a good kitten and take it, you know, like when it comes to like people criticizing them? No,
they can say it on the channel.
When people are having actual, but what I mean by this is like, it's any time anyone gives some criticism, they're always explosive. They refuse to take the criticism, at least from my, you know, experience and having seen it happen.
Yeah, I mean, right as of now, Courtney's no longer in Cat Slayer. She kind of got, I would say, either bullied out, but like even by her own DM, she kind of got removed. I think it was because of like what like was referred to earlier with like calling like Pumpkin essentially a rapist for the implied consent argument, which was just stupid.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it doesn't look great. Courtney Pete is definitely like, because a lot of people were kind of mockingly saying, not even on like Sai or Malcolm's side, but even like Beckett, Chris, and like Faugi were like saying for a while, like, Courtney Pete's gonna fuck you over, bro. It's like, you know, like in a Christmas story, it's like, it'll shoot your eye out. It's like, like that. They kept doing that with Courtney. Like, dude, she'll be a liability. Like, dude, it's awful.
That's what I said. It was like when I reached out to Courtney, because like when I was doing like my research into Sai for my upcoming video, a lot of people were like, be careful of Courtney. They're kind of like insane and schizophrenic. I was like, thanks. I appreciate I know. She's
unironically mental.
She is actually mental. So I was not surprised, but I'm not surprised by any of this. This is like the least shocking thing in the world. I think I said that on Twitter. To like Faugi's tweet. I was like, this is the least shocking thing I've ever seen.
I will say I'm not surprised of that she was a liability for Lio. What I am surprised it got this far, because she has not had something like, well, she's basically, it's debatable whether she's a groomer or not. She's never had something like this before, to my knowledge. So it's like,
yeah,
that's insane to me that's it's gotten this big for her, because a lot of her controversies is just her making schizo takes or being a fucking idiot in situations. Sorry, excuse me. That's like most of her things. But this is a whole other thing, dude. This makes me side-eye her like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I think like a lot of the time, at least with Reese, I don't know if this has always been the case. It's kind of been like the afterthought in a situation or a drama. I mean, like how all the flame was on KP, but Bonnie was in the video. You know, like, and so no one really sort of paid any attention to them. And then, you know, they just all been chilling in Cat Slayer, and then bam, they're fucking out. And because the attention the Lio's been getting again recently, you know, eyes are starting to shift for anything that can be looked at, you know.
Well, this is
and when I say this, I'm not like saying like, oh yeah, they're just doing it to make Lio look bad. It's just like, no, Lio's fucked up here, you know. Like, you know, if you see something bad happening, call it the fuck out. Like, it doesn't matter who the hell it is, you know. Get rid of the bad actors in the community.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, I thought, like, you know, some arguments are dumb. I don't think the fact that, like, you know, Lio had Courtney in the server means he's obligated to make a video on Lily Orchard. I always thought that criticism was dumb.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, that was mainly a Psy audience. No.
Yeah, because if we're going to make the argument that if you have, like, a victim of someone in your server and, like, set the precedent that you have to cover their abuser, Lio would be covering so many fucking abusers. And, like,
yeah.
And just in general, right, if he did that, that would be an insane standard to, like, do, because you're not obligated to cover someone's personal trauma like that. Like, that's fucked. Okay, like, and then these people do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was a betting man, there's probably people in Saya and Malcolm's community who are probably victims to abusers. And it's like, I don't think that I wouldn't say that they're obligated to cover them. Like, they're abusers.
No.
I think that would be kind of an insane standard to set onto them. But, like...
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's not like Lio was just like... I mean, originally with the Orchard stuff, you know, when we're looking back to Bray and that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've all seen the call by now that's been posted. You know, Lio told them to go to police, which is the correct thing to do, you know?
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, like, because, like, obviously it's dumb that Sai made the criticism about like Lio sweep for Lily when she didn't even watch the call. I don't know how anyone could like come to the conclusion that she watched the call. There's just no, not that she watched the call. That he swept for Lily Orchard because it's like, I mean, he did everything that he should have done in that situation. But honestly, if I had to give a criticism to Lio, probably should have leaked the Brit like logs a while ago, like way sooner, because some of those Brit logs were fucking insane. Like she was talking about like how mature minors would be tempting for her. Okay, like this. This is fucking crazy. That she also deleted a lot of her messages from the Skype logs to make herself look better. And it was only like looked into again because it was brought up as a point that he just swept for Lily Orchard. And like I kind of get why I can understand why he probably didn't look into it, because he was probably like doing other stuff or whatnot and just didn't care to look into it, like because he probably just believed them at face value. But it's like, I don't know. If it was looked into sooner, we would have this conversation aired out like a while ago. I don't think anyone would have cared about it. That's the thing, though. Like Brittany looks unironically not great at all. I don't know. I don't like Brit.
Actually, I can make an argumentation why he probably linked the logs if he did have them. Send them to the police.
But I don't know. Brit kind of like failed with that because.
I know Brit failed with it, but obviously that's kind of out of Lio's hands at the time.
Well, Brit was like already talking about like, potentially filing a police report with, and specifically mentioning like the Skype logs. And I'm looking at the Skype logs and being like, where the fuck would the police report like even do here? Because it's like, this is essentially, not to like sound like I'm downplaying anything, but that conversation is like Lily and Brit kind of having like a high school breakup friendship type deal. It's like, it's really petty. It's really stupid. If anyone was like being weird, there was no boundary set. A lot of Brit's messages were deleted right before she exported them, which already like rubs me off as malicious. Weird. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And it's like, we don't have any evidence of calls that happen. She claims to be sexually harassed from these Skype messages, and there's just nothing there. There's no boundary set. There's no credence to it.
The only thing I could really point to, at least for me, is like quite blatant thing of the basically implied admittance of Lily essaying, money. That's in those logs. So
not in the Skype ones.
Not the Skype ones. Sorry, I haven't seen the Skype ones.
No, you see, there was a few things I was sent, right? The text messages were a different story. Now, the thing with the text messages, the reason why that went absolutely nowhere is because those were horrendously corrupt. Because essentially, right, you could read the messages, right? There was context to the messages. What Brit should have done is screen cap, screen record all of them and like prove it's her. But what ended up happening is Lily just kind of deflected and just simply denied it being hers because they didn't have proof. They didn't have proof to attach it to her.
Realistically, they should have, because I believe it was Facebook Messenger, they should have got a, what do you call that? You can request your data be sent to you via Facebook. Facebook can export your data and give it to you.
Yeah.
So they would have had the raw data, and then they would have been able to hand that over to the police. Or if the police did fuck all, because I can understand the police is awful sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They would have a lot more of a concrete, thing to stand on.
Yeah, but like it only got really taken to like an online standpoint, and it's just kind of like it didn't really go far because it was no way to like, it was not concrete evidence to like go against Lily, because if you're looking at it from the third party looking in, it's not enough. Lily was just able to deny it and just say everyone's hating on me because I'm trans. Like, she unironically pulled, like, the trans card, which is, like, really annoying. Boo! We hate that, right, Amos?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, anyways, right? Lily, right, was never a person I was considering even looking into. I still don't want to look into Lily Orchard. Everyone already knows Lily Orchard is a bad, disgusting, morally egregious individual. And it's like she's done a lot of horrible things, and she's like one of the very few people I would not care about if she got deplatformed. I think she's genuinely disgusting. She's morally egregious, and she's just a stain on the internet that I would not care if she got like washed off. Because like, I don't care to look into her. Courtney Pete, on the other hand, you say, I won't look into Lily because we already know that she's bad. There's nothing more I could add with Lily. She's been like A-logged like a motherfucker, and everything's already known about her. Courtney doesn't really have much documentation when it comes to like, things that she's done and controversies she's done. So that's why I would look into her. But how I'm kind of getting right now with Courtney, I can kind of like, I don't know, with how it came. Like, she came onto the internet. I still stand by, I think that she kind of got used. Because she kind of, like, I don't think, not to excuse her actions from earlier, but how I see Courtney is a person that went to the internet to kind of look for help for her own situation. And then, I mean, just only got used as a talking point against people that, against their sibling that no one else liked. And that's how much they valued Courtney for. But they clearly didn't really care about them if they're able to be cut off over like petty squabble. Like, I don't know. It's insane to me because normally if you're a person that cares about victims, right, you would see that crash out as a potential symptom of like the abuse they went through, and not just, oh, well, if they're going to start shit, I should just be as childish as them. That's not caring about the victims. Okay, that is literally just having childish beef with someone just because they're an inconvenience to you. Okay, that is genuinely stupid. But now Courtney's just kind of like in this awkward limbo right now, where it's like she doesn't have anywhere to be right now. People who like Lily don't like her, people who hate Lily don't like her, and people from Cat's Lair, which is a pretty decent chunk in the ACC, don't even like her. Like, and she's not really liked anywhere she goes. So it's like, I don't even know where she's gonna go, dude. It's just probably just gonna be an isolated little like speck of the internet, which is rough.
She's gonna go float out and just nobody will ever think about her again. Pretty much, probably what's gonna happen
until I drop my banger video.
Watch.
Yeah, everyone will watch. Did. But as for Courtney, right, like that's kind of like where I kind of like stand with her. I feel like I've talked about like everything to do with her specifically, unless there's
there is the YouTube community post they made.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Absolute banger.
Yeah.
So I believe it was something along the line. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I believe it was something along the lines of, people are accusing me of being a pedophile. And if this is the case, I don't want kids talking to me if I'm suspected to being a pedophile or like a groomer. Don't talk to me then, kids. Stay away. It's like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, yeah, I may be a pedophile. Don't talk to me. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, tisk. Dude, it's like, the minor has to set the boundary that I'm a danger, okay?
Yeah, we love that. We love the argumentation.
Dude, it's fucking mental because someone was talking to me about it. It's like they said like it just comes off as like almost like an admittance. And it's like,
yeah, that's probably not what they mean to do. They're probably thinking like, this is a snarky response to get back haters who are calling me all these things.
You
right?
just look like a pedophile.
It just comes, you just look like a pedophile. Just like, people are saying I'm a pedophile, so kids stay away.
If you keep calling me a pedophile, it's the animal I become. So what did you can see? It's like the pedo alpha just emerging from their fucking body. It's fucking awful. Dude, it's awful. I did. That was a horrible PSA.
I think that was a great post.
Yeah, they should post more.
Yeah.
Just like vague posting about them being a pedophile or not. Well, it's up to the viewer to decide.
It's just like fucking. It's like the fucking the Zodiac killer.
Yeah. Dude, they'll be exactly like the Zodiac killer when my video comes out. They'll be watching their video, like watching the video, being like, I did that. Just clapping while eating popcorn.
When I have a suspicion that someone's a group, but I can't prove it, it's just a text them all. Starts playing.
Dude, it's awful.
That's fucked up. But yeah, I think that's the only thing else I can think of. Courtney Pete. Christ.
Dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that kind of like talks about all the angles I was like thinking about with Courtney, which, speaking of victimizing yourself and, being a W false accuser, let's talk about Lumi Star Bun. So.
Oh god, Ace will sweep.
Yeah, we will sweep here. But you see.
No, you, not we.
Who's we?
Yeah, who we?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Lumi, right? Fuck me, dude. They have been on the internet since at least when they were 16. This is like, Lumi's like one of those cases where it's like, This is why minors should not be in commentary, but like to the extreme.
True.
Lumi Star Bun's early controversies, right? One of the notable ones is there was a recording of them admitting to killing frogs, as like, which people equated to them being like a psychopath for, because it's like a common psychopath trait is killing animals at a young age. But that one I'm not gonna like get too harped on. I just wanted to mention it just because I didn't mention it before. But then, right, they've also faked cancer. They faked having a miscarriage. They faked
even better.
They faked dying.
Amazing.
And they faked being raped by a person named Matt.
Is there any more? Are you just we're gonna keep going?
I'm pretty sure they also faked being a rapist. I don't really understand that though.
Did
like
I was kidding.
Actually, based, dude.
Fuck.
Like Lumi, you see, the common thing I could notice whenever it comes to like minors having controversy in the ACC or AMC, it's like it always like is like high school level pettiness as well too. Like what I mean by that, right? Obviously those things are not high school level, but what I mean by that is whenever there's like drama, right? They just spread rumors on each other, like it's high school gossip is like what I mean. Yeah. It's like there's always going to be a friend group referred to like with Lumi, always group chats getting leaked. It's the same shit that happened with Birdie, where it's like they thought they were friends, they made documents just like they only were friends with them just to leak stuff. And it's just like petty high school kid stuff. And it's like they'll like say things like Lumi said something really fucked up. How could Lumi do this? But it's like
they might be racist, you know.
One of the most serious allegations was actually platformed by Matt, the person that Lumi tried to falsely accuse them of being a rapist. There was this group chat a while ago. Lumi and Matt used to date, if you couldn't tell, and they're around the same age. But if you ever wondered why Lumi Star Bun ever gets accused of being a CP poster, it's because in this group chat, when they broke up, they posted revenge porn of their ex. And they were mad.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, they're both minors, so calling them a CP distributor, I would say, is a little disingenuous. But you could probably get them on revenge porn if this even happened. The thing is, right, there's no proof for it. There's no proof that this happened. It's testimony, but it's a little shaky. We can't trust Lumi because it's, like, shaky. And Matt's already said, like, they refuse to continue talking about it just because they're doing, like, game development now, I guess. And they actually, like, work for, like, a big company, apparently. So it's like...
I mean...
That can't be fucked.
As weird as this sounds, right? I pray to God that's like never fucking shown, because that's just fucking blatant CP.
No,
like I mean, how are you gonna fucking prove it? Like, oh yeah, we just post it online, put it on the Twitter. Here's my mega thread.
When I know my friend's a CP poster, but I can't prove it.
That's fucked.
But that's like one of the most serious allegations. Lumi is unironically like admitted to like being like a pathological liar, so it's kind of hard to take her word at face value. But with Lumi, there comes A-loggers, and we'll get into that a little bit because I want to like make fun of the real Amos for a second. Amos made like a Lumi Star Bun video. And Lumi gave it like the Lumi seal of approval, and said it was the best video that a detractor's ever made on me. And like I want to keep making fun of him. Lumi unironically kept like trying to flirt with him in their first confrontation call. It's like, yeah,
that's not. I don't like that.
Lumi had like a weird like infatuation with like Amos for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happens with Amos. I think it's unironically like he just has the voice of like, you know, Corp's husband or something like that. So they're like, oh yeah.
Hey guys, my name's Amos.
Alright guys, today we'll be talking about the infamous Lumi Star Bun. It's like, dude, it just sounds like a boring documentary. I don't see why women are like falling heads over heels for this guy.
What's up guys, my name's Amos. Today we'll be talking about Lumi Star Bun.
Today
no, it doesn't sound like that, but
it's awful. But you know, quick little mog. But A-loggers, right? I made it clear how I feel about them. I think they could be reliable, but also like a double-edged sword. It's because if you're an A-logger, it comes with malicious bias. Otherwise, you wouldn't be like A-logging this person. Now, they could have a lot of research and, you know, resources on a person, but at the same time, you have to take it with a grain of salt because they could just be being malicious because they don't like the person. So it's like a double-edged sword. But I got a beautiful walkthrough with some of them. And I have talked about this before. This is early AceSpace lore. I bumped into these fucking A-loggers for a while. Like, I think there was like 3 to 4 of them, right? And they have been A-logging Lumi Star Bun for 4 years. Okay, in a Discord server, they keep tabs and everything. And it's like, out of this whole thing, there was only one A-logger that, like, of Lumi from the past that I think it's like, it chilled the fuck out in my community. It's like a person named Solar or whatever. It's like SZOLLER. But it's like, essentially what was happening is they were like wanting Lumi to basically fall flat at any means possible. So they tried calling Lumi Star Bun a pedophile or a groomer or a predator. Now, these are some pretty heavy cases, but this was so, like, pretty heavy allegations. But this was fucked before, like, it even started. So they couldn't explain why it was grooming. First off, we love it. It starts with a 3-year age gap. It's an 18, 15-year-old. Now, I know people could have mixed thoughts about this, but I personally don't automatically consider 3-year age gaps to be grooming. I think something extreme would even have to happen to even entertain that idea. But what happened here, if we could even take, because I know Lumi's a pathological liar, but based on the receipts I've seen, I'm only willing to believe it because of the evidence I've seen. Lumi claims to be asexual. Now, whether that's true or not, regardless of that being true or not, in the DMs, there was no sexual conversations. There was no romantic conversations. There was no exploiting of any kind. It's not like Lumi was like trying to get nudes or anything out of this person. Nothing of that nature. There was nothing like, you know, hey, baby girl, let's Skype tonight. Or like, you're like a sweet cherry pie. Nothing like that. It was a platonic relationship between these people. And Lumi, they live in Sweden. So it's like, age of consent is 15, which is why they would see no moral issue with it anyways. Which, yeah. I know. But it's like, realistically, right, they're not really, like, they're not doing anything illegal, and I don't think they're really doing anything immoral, because they're not grooming. There's no evidence of that. And when this person came out about it, it was platformed by one of the A-loggers, which already, like, you know, was awesome. But they were trying to make the claim that they were pedophile, predator, and groomer, right? Now, pedophile gets absolutely mogged because there's no proof of attraction to kids here. It's like, yeah, honestly, the age gap, right, if I'm going to be more good faith, it's like 2 years and a couple months. They just, like, Lumi just turned 18 within this relationship. So it's like, even then, it's like, I don't know, it's I know I'm getting autistic with age gaps and, like, internet stuff, but it's not like you can't call that an attraction to kids, because Lumi, that would be disingenuous. There's no coercing them to do anything, and there's no exploiting them. So it's like, when I argue with these A-loggers, they try to make the points, and it didn't work out for them. Solar ended up actually apologizing and made a document apologizing, and they still chill in my community to this day because they chilled the fuck out. As for 2 other people, there's a person named Nova Lapis and a person named Rin. Now, Rin tried to, like, unironically, like, argued with me back and forth for an hour. They kind of conceded some things before, but then the disagreement was so bad they left the internet. Oh my God. Yeah, they nuked their Twitter account, and they were just done. And if you thought that was bad, Nova Lapis also nuked their Twitter account.
Oh my God.
So it's like, dude, it's kind of funny. It's like, I was doing God's work. I was cleaning up the A-loggers. Amos was actually pissed as fuck as me. Because he was like, I needed those A-loggers for research, Ace. Why would you listen?
I was using them.
Yeah, why would you run them off the internet? You fucking... It's funny, because Amos unironically cannot make a second Lumi Star Bun video without mentioning my live streams. That's how bad it is. That's how deeply involved I was. Because not only that, because I also had Lumi Star Bun interview, which that got clipped by like another channel, and it's like, I think it has like a couple hundred views. Some people have seen it. This is old stuff. It was like a 10-minute interview, right? And it was purely just about the recent stuff, because I've already made it clear I don't, like, you know, I agree with anything Lumi's done in the past. I've disavowed that. I've had no intention of defending it. I had no intention of getting into it either, because it wasn't relevant to the pedo stuff, but I made it very clear that I had no intention of getting into it. Like, obviously, no intention to defending it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But with Lumi, I stayed relevant with it because, well, their document wasn't great either. Lumi was not responding really well either, because they're a fucking idiot. But what stung really hard in the chest is the reason why Lumi was so adamant to agree to come on is because they were a fan of my content. And that stings so fucking hard. Because it's like, dude, why? Why am I attracting these weird people?
Yeah. Why would anyone be a fan of your content?
No, but like with Solar, right? It's like even with them, they were a fan of my live stream, so they actually like got scared freaked the fuck out when they were like one of my topics. It's like it's like fuck, like they fell backward in their seat. Fuck, what the hell? It was awful, dude. It was fucking awful. But fuck me, you know how much it hurts to have Lumi Star Bun be a fan of you, bro.
AceSpace.
Yep.
Yeah, back in the house.
God, and it was insane. I talked to them. Unironically, Lumi Star Bun seemed like the most sane person out of everyone in that drama. They're not even sane, but they came off as the most rational. Because even with Nova Lapis, we got into like a weird route of like arguing where they were unironically advocating that a 15-year-old could consent. And it's like, dude, you just fucked yourself. And they realized what they said, so they try to like pedal back so quickly. So it's like, okay. Because, I don't know. It got really bad. It got really bad. But yeah, anyways. That was that. That was how I got into like the whole Lumi Star Bun shit, because like I said, Amos gets pissed because you can't even not include me if you're talking about the recent stuff. Because I had Lumi on, I had the A-loggers on, I'm included in documents. Like when Solar,
quite a few documents, buddy.
yeah, when Solar like apologized, I said, "Please check out the AceSpace stream. He did really good coverage of this," and I even apologized on there. And like the reason why it's even worse is because all like these people A-loggers that like even like we're talking about like the grooming shit, they nuked their Twitters, so the only way you could find their tweets was also going through my AceSpace stream coverage, and I was like the only one that covered it.
We just sat there, just like, because I can tell everybody I'm a man.
And you could tell everybody. Dude, it was awful because, oh yeah, something right. These A-loggers, if they ever learn, you should not take an allegation if the victim doesn't even know what happened to them, okay? Because the grooming victim, right, the alleged grooming victim, right, was talking about, oh, it's grooming. Wait, maybe it's not. No, maybe it is. No, maybe it's not. If they're that flip-floppy and they can't make a stern decision, you do not platform that, okay? That is just like, a mistake waiting to happen, all right? Like, because if they don't even know what it is, how can you confidently say what it is? Like, yeah. And that was like another like flop with them. But these A-loggers were so malicious. Like they literally admitted to having a malicious bias and said that there was nothing Lumi could do to prove her innocence to these people's eyes. And I'm like, well, that's just a fucking insane standard. So it's like, yeah, like that means she could not be innocent at all, even though your person that's claiming to be groomed keeps flip-flopping. That's a red flag. That is unironically like
I am curious because if it's claim grooming, you're saying there was nothing sexual or romantic. What kind of grooming was it? I'm a bit confused.
Well, I don't know because they had to like counter, like they had to like keep walking back things because they took back the predator claim, they took back the pedophile claim, and it took even longer to take back the grooming claim. But like the thing is, they conceded to everything eventually, and it's like it's just really rough. But
interesting.
I think because they were even like freaking out about Lumi because keep in mind this would have been 3 years ago, so this person would have been 18. Lumi was pissed and said that they were going to call the police for a defamation case or whatever. Like, they're going to handle this legally. And they freaked out because like, you're threatening this victim with a fucking legal case? And it's like, is it really that insane? Like, if they're being slandered, is it really that insane for them to clear their name? Like, how the fuck could he be this malicious?
Dude, I'm gonna be so real. If I was claimed to be a pedophile, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off.
Yeah, like, that's why Lumi got so
What
pissed.
do you mean you're angry? Oh, we just called you a pedophile.
Yeah, that's why Lumi also got, like, pressed, because in their document, it was very clearly emotionally driven, which is why we talked about it. But, fuck me. It was an awkward conversation, because I'm not gonna lie, not once did I ever think I was gonna be talking to fucking Lumi Star Bun, especially when I was just starting out. Like, I don't understand, right? I have like the weirdest pull of creators onto my streams sometimes, and I just talk to some of the weirdest people online. I have no fucking clue how it happens. It's like I have an autism magnet. They're like, and they just get grabbed in.
It does end up happening, right? You manage to find, or you manage to like interact with weirdest people. Think interviewing, like, okay, if I told you last year, Ace, you're going to be interviewing Queen,
Would have never
Yeah.
believed it. Would have never believed
Yeah.
it. Like, or even like fucking Jar. That was so surreal.
Oh yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, dude, for me, like, hell, the only one I've got, well, I've got what fucking Toasty Vanilla and Miss Easy.
Yeah.
People who were like in dramas when I was like 16, probably. You know, watching it in the audio, like the content in the audience. It's so weird, but
Dude.
yeah,
I-
it is what it is.
I did. It's fucking mental, and this is still like, you know, pre-context to like, you know, nowadays, because this was months ago, right? But the problem, right, with the recent allegations, is I had to mention like the previous stuff of like what they faked because people see it as a pattern of behavior. I want you to keep in mind that Lumi Star Bun is currently at the age of 21. Okay, now, essentially, what we're hearing at right now, where we're at right now, is what the fuck did they apparently lied about having breast cancer, allegedly, and they're accusing a person of like someone named like Thy Maker of being like a fucking, what is it, like a sexual assaulter. And it was that conversation that I think like we even had Yen where it's like they essentially
Oh right, yeah.
it's failing to pull out rape.
Oh god, that.
God.
That's such a messy like conversation because, and I think we both agreed on this. Like, no.
Yeah, no.
Like,
it's not
and I'm
rape,
gonna explain this for people in the audience where like my stance is coming from this. You know, so for the way I've been told about the way this went down is, you know, Lumi and this person, you know, with doing stuff in the shower, you know.
Yep.
They consented to having sex. Yeah.
Yep.
Goes in.
Yep.
And he doesn't pull out.
Check it, Jackie.
And obviously. Okay. So you've consented to having sex in the way that, like, obviously it would not be rape. Yeah, unprotected. By having unprotected sex, you are taking the responsibility that something may happen. You know, that is a risk you take. Is it an asshole move for him not to pull? Yeah, fuck yeah, that's fucking awful. You know, but it's not rape because they consented to the incision. You know, the act, if you will. Yeah. So,
no, for sure.
Oh god. So, yeah, and then they proceeded to have the kid. Anyway, or like, you know, not proceed to go through having, plan B and stuff like that. That is their decision to have the kid, you know? Like, that's fully within their right, you know? I'm not gonna, like, sit and be like, hey, why do you, if you're claiming this essay, why are you having a kid? That's entirely the mother's prerogative. But it's also kind of a side eye because if you're claiming this is rape, what? You know, you have such like a you have such amount, you know, you have so many preventative measures you can take after that. But again, it's such a messy topic and such a messy allegation that even I find myself, you know, having to like doubt a few things, like the way that I'm like, you know, even speaking now. That makes sense.
There's not so much with Lumi. I was gonna like continue, but like we've already got our thoughts out about like the shower rape, right?
God.
Yeah, it's not rape. Move on. Be better.
I don't know how I don't know. I'm kind of iffy now.
Yeah,
I don't know. We can like like we can re-edit. You just leave me hanging, and I'm just like going into because I'm like waiting for like someone to jump in. But obviously no one's there, so I'm just there, just like, hold on. Not rape.
Hold on. Yeah, Yen, I entirely agree with you. Now, anyways, there was also some other things that Lumi Star Bun's also done. Now, apparently, they also allegedly scammed their audience, which, honestly, honestly, with the whole thing with this, it's like, I think they were like commissioned art or whatnot, and they just never got through with it. They didn't do refunds or anything like that. So they technically kind of scammed their like fan members.
Oh, like Cineba.
Yeah, cool stuff. And then like the other thing, which I actually am going to give a little bit of lenience to because I genuinely feel like they didn't look like that they knew, is that they let a minor into their NSFW account, but like when it was pointed out that they were a minor, they're like, oh, let me remove them. Then they did, but the A-loggers are like, but it took you like more than 1 day, and it's like,
Okay.
okay, I don't think that's enough to go
Sweet.
off of. But there's other Lumi stuff I've heard of, but nothing I could really prove. So it's like right now where I'm at with Lumi is she very clearly is mentally unwell and mentally ill, and as a pathological liar that needs to genuinely get help. All right, that's kind of like where I'm sitting with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, because it's like they have many mental disorders, and I actually did try to ask to get a call with them. I will include this. There was like their vent account that was still public, and you know what? They denied me. They're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do that. And then they nuked their Twitter account.
Great. Everyone's running from you. I don't know what's going on. Wait, that's not.
Yeah, it's weird. It's mainly women, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Oh, you could not be talking. But anyways, I think like with
What does that mean?
anyways, I honestly I can't imagine like the Lumi Star Bun chapter will continue. I know like Nine Takes of all people is unironically helping that like maker person that was being accused of SA make a video, like to defend himself. So I'm kind of curious of how that's gonna go. If that comes out, I'll definitely watch it. But I don't know, like this is pretty rough. Like
Yeah, you have someone who's been online for since they've been a kid,
yeah.
A lot of mental health issues, and then a lot of false accusations mixed with real accusations.
Yep.
It's not a good look.
Yeah, so I don't think she's ever gonna recover, and I just think that I don't even think I want her to try because it's like if she is 21 and still acting this way, I don't know, like she needs she needs to log off, bro. Like fuck me.
Yeah, probably for the best.
But you see, I don't think I'm ever gonna get a call with her or anything other than that. I don't think it's gonna go more. So, other than that, we got a less severe person. We're gonna be talking
Yes.
about Anne's
Yes.
best buddy who like cut him off.
Yeah, I'm really sad about it. I was actually really pumped because I was gonna set up like an entire like confrontation call with me and then like get his ops in there, but it didn't work out. I'm really sad. But
Yeah.
I love Limus. We're talking about Limus the Slime.
Yeah. But
Limus the Slime. Yeah. Go ahead. You can talk about it. Go ahead.
see, Limus is a great guy. Nothing wrong with him. Ant's just kind of a hater for
Yeah.
no reason. I mean, her.
Yeah,
Fuck. Bit ruined. Bit,
Yeah,
bit ruined. Dude, I forget. Limus, honestly, how I would just kind of like deem them is like they're just kind of a fucking idiot. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
when I looked
Just like
into
this as it goes.
yeah, like when I looked into their allegations, I mean, one of the most like notable ones I would just never forget is that they false accused Brandon Rogers of being a groomer.
Dude.
That's gotta be like the most
Yeah, I remember that.
random one. But there's that. There was, I guess they just got shit on mainly also for like their bad media reviews, like their review of like what was it like fucking what's
It was
his name?
Angel Dust,
Angel
I
Dust.
believe, from
Yes.
Yeah, but who
Aspen Hotel.
cares?
And yeah, it's
No,
stupid.
you
Like,
see-
listen, I get how like some people care about like media reviews, because like I do watch some my own time, but it's like make a drama out of it. It's like so pointless. It's like so stupid. It's a waste
Just
of time.
make your own media review.
Yeah, really.
It's like an insane.
Or make a video
concept,
criticizing it. Why does it have to be like a whole drama? It's like, I don't think what you said was
Yeah.
right. You're a terrible person. It's like, okay,
Dude,
like
like-
calm down, guys.
A media review is your own personal about the media. It's going to be
Yeah.
different from person
People are
to
going to
person,
interpret it differently. Yeah, exactly.
and
I
people
think-
can like pick up on different criticisms and have different likes, and it kind of
I
it's
think
just a way of portraying that.
I think it's only funny to bring up because they thought it'd be like genuinely like as a funny troll to like just show up to like what was it like a VidCon or whatnot or like what to like get like an autograph from one of these
Yes.
people. And it's
with wearing like a picture of their thumbnail for like of that video. That is very critical. Like they put it on like a cardboard, and they got like a cardboard cutout of their character, and then so basically what they did, they got a cardboard cutout of their character's face, of like their slime alien character, and they put it on their face to hide their face in pictures, and then they put around their neck like a little necklace showing off like the thumbnail of his video or her video, my bad, on the like thing,
Whoopsie.
on like a cardboard thing. Yeah. But no, like it's autistic. And then people like try to make it like twist it, and it was like he was like, you know, threatening like voice actors and like being like demanding.
She
attention
was
from
threatening
them.
voice actors.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna mess this up constantly. I'm not doing it out of spite, even though I don't particularly like it.
You're gonna have
this. Okay.
I'm gonna have you dub it. I'm gonna have to get you both to like say the.
Well,
word
okay. The reason why it's
and we can
hard is
dub
because
over
they're
it.
like, they act like a man sometimes.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I'm cutting that
Can
out.
we get past the show?
Well, what I'm gonna do in the editing, I'm gonna cut out. Was like they act like a man, and I'm gonna cut it like nothing happened. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, after that weird like wind blow, essentially, I don't know. Like Limus, I think the only time like I really only like bumped into them. This is kind of like I think where you also did too.
Yeah.
It's like with like unironically another fucking branch of Psy shit.
No, that's how I met them.
It's like
yeah.
It's actually annoying that like, you know, two of these people that we've talked about had connections with the Psy drama. It's
I've talked to two of the people and that like related in the side drama about this stuff. It's because like I reached out to Limus because let me give you kind of context of like why they are even like even like somehow related to like Psy. Pretty much what happened was Psy did this big stream where like she was like talking about a bunch of content creators who were being misogynistic toward Vizzy Pop, the creator of Has Been Hotel. And there's a handful of creators in this video, like Pink King, who is a whole different story I can get into. And then another one is Limus. And then a bunch of times Psy would basically kind of hint that he was like a pedophile or something like that, or potentially like near it, or like a predator of something, like trying to lure minors into his Discord server to groom them or something like that. It was weird. It was really weird, especially with like the context of like what Psy's own history with their own Discord. It's pretty funny. But that's why I figured out who this Limus person was. They also made like a response video to like a bunch of other creators, like GX, which is somebody like Ace and I know.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other people.
There's a smaller creator, you know, getting their step in the field, dude. Like they're you know, they might have like fumbled a little bit, but you know what? They're taking on the chin and moving on the community, dude. Like pat on the back, dude.
Yeah, no, they fumbled a lot of what they said in their videos on Limus. My opinion at the time of Limus was that they're kind of just stupid, and that's as far as it goes. I think is how far as it goes now with the recent stuff with the Google Doc we'll talk about later. But like at the time when it was like the Brandon Rogers stuff, the stuff related to Psy, the comment that he made that he's like, I want my server to be a safe space for minors. It's completely stupid.
So wrong, dude. Like that.
I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, this guy's like so suspect of like being a pedophile." I was like,
"It is an eyebrow raise.
It is an eyebrow raise," but I was like, "Let's calm down a little bit, okay?" I personally, how I interpret it, like when he says that, to me, it comes off as like, he wants like, I don't see malicious intent with it. It's just to me, it's just pretty clear that they're like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll continue.
I mean, like honestly, though, one claim that is like, you know, fair to bring up, like I not in a malicious sense, but it's like, it's the reason why you shouldn't have a server with mine. Honestly, this is the reason. You should have made the server 18 plus at this point rather than having a Google Doc press you to do it. Because I'm gonna be so real. When you have a 32-year-old fucking pedophile join your Discord server that's, you know, festered with kids, I think that's a good sign to be like, I'm not taking this risk anymore. Now, to Limus's credit, correct me if I'm wrong yet, I'm pretty sure they removed them as soon as they found out they were a pedophile. But it's like,
yes,
dude, it's like, dog.
What I understand,
you should not. You should not even open up this like risk in the first place. I guess
yeah. Here's the thing: is like with like there's that Google that like came out with a bunch of screenshots of like things like sexual things being talked about or discussed, or like things of them simping for like things like Xenomorph from Alien for some reason, or like Oscar from Fortnite. Yeah,
Huh?
the tiger skin.
Dead.
But no, it was like there's a lot of like weird stuff in that server, but I will give Limus this. They definitely like I do feel like they tried to moderate it. There's so many like there was times where there was like somebody was posting art and he thanked them for like censoring it. There's somebody else who posted like some like bikini art that he banned them from the server. So like he did make efforts. He just didn't
made
do
efforts
too much. Sorry, but no. They tried efforts. They try to do at least something. So I'll give them that. That's why like I don't like say that they're like, you know, a pedophile or a groomer. I don't see any like malicious intent with it. It just seems like somebody who just didn't know how to handle this situation.
Yeah, I mean,
and do it.
I just don't think it's. I think it's I don't think it's worth taking that sort of risk running a Discord server like that, especially considering your content revolves around media critiques, including Has Been Hotel.
I would disagree with that in a little bit. I think it's fine to have a Discord server like minors, no matter of like the content. Aside if you're like covering things like obviously like gore and like things of like insanely like sensitive topics, I feel like that makes more sense to probably want to keep. But if you're talking about like an adult show, like if I make a video on my channel talking about Invincible, it's a pretty adult show. I don't think like minors like in my server or interacting or like if they like go watch my video, I don't think that like because like that's about adult video, I don't think that's particularly bad. I don't really mind people having minors in their server as long as there's good moderation and no sexual topics are being discussed. And when there is something like that happens, they take action when needed, as far as they can. Because obviously it's probably better if you don't have minors in your servers, because it's just a lot safer and you don't have to deal with the hassle of it. I think that's why most people don't.
Absolutely, yeah.
And because it is a headache, 100%. And Linus had to do it.
I hate minors. I hate them.
Yeah,
true.
But Raven, I thought you loved mine. Okay, anyways. No, you say
wrong trends.
You got to remember though, right? There's some things that obviously, like I think the doc was like mainly stupid, but like we got to keep in context that this is a 13+ server for sure, because like there's some screenshots where it's like there was an art. Yeah, sure, it was quote unquote censored, but they shouldn't be drawing negligent. Like, not even just like the whole like nude photo thing, right? Where it's like even if it wasn't showing genitalia, that doesn't need to be in a 13+ server.
Exactly.
Even that type of like stuff doesn't get talked around 13-year-olds, even in a school setting. If you're talking about it for educational purposes, that doesn't.
Unless you're Courtney Pete.
Shut the fuck up. But no. Also, I think it's very dumb that they talked about, like, you know, not taking, you know, like, it's not because they didn't take it, but it's like, you shouldn't be talking about, like, you know, there was like a sponsor for like sex toys. I don't know. I don't think I want to like take that, you know, in the general chat of a 13+ server. That's stupid.
I think it's like completely like, it is very dumb. Again, people like trying to make it like Limus is like has like bad intentions or what they're doing. He's like is grooming the minors to try to get them comfortable. It's like it's clear to me Limus just doesn't like really understand how to moderate a server where that's like minors can access. Yeah, and that's as simple as it. That's basically the gist of Limus is like she's stupid. She's just stupid and doesn't really understand how to moderate a Discord server. They attempted and they tried, but they didn't know. Because like they're into like obviously they're into like sexual things, right? But they like try to like obviously minimize themselves in the server. But they also have this like avenue where they have like a simping server, like channel where they simp about fictional characters with minors.
Just make an 18+ server.
At that point, just make an 18+ server. Because again, if you have like an 18+ server where like, you know, you make it 18+ and like a minor sneaks in, as fun, once you figure it out, you can ban them. But like come on, like I don't know, like this whole I've been very critical of people having like with like how they handle with people who are young in servers. Like what Psy 90s router, a lot of people who have been like that, and like I said, just it is very simple how to run a Discord server without it like becoming an issue. And a lot of these people just don't do that. They don't know how to run it. And it's just, it comes more of it bites them in the ass eventually. And also, Limus, you're also weird for like getting really sad and upset that you're banning the minors from your server. I don't know why you were acting like that.
Actually, and these are all great points. I just wish you conveyed them better in the document you made against Limus.
Oh, dude, that was so funny. So, okay, so a little context. I was actually going to I was planning on getting a conversation with Limus so I can upload to my channel. And then at the end of it, I was going to shoehorn in Lio Convoy. I was going to hopefully maybe if I felt like it or if they wanted to get maybe Falgi in there. People who just who've recently beefed with argued with Limus in comment sections recently. Which is really funny. So I DM is hey, you want to have a conversation? And they thought that, and for some reason they thought I was the one making the Google Doc on them. Awesome. I made the Google Doc on them, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" No, he's like, "Oh, my fault." I was like, thanks, Limus. And then I went to go DM him and try to get this this quote, not debate, but this conversation set up, and I'm removed and blocked. So that's awesome. I don't know why they thought I was making the Google Doc. They kept messaging me when I was working. I was like, "Are you still making the Psy video? Or still making?" Because they really wanted me to make the Psy video. They sent me a lot of stuff on Psy. I was like, "I've already seen this. I'm the one who kind of started that. That's my screenshot. Thanks." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
So is the Google Doc done yet? Or?
No, it's work in progress. We got more minors.
Yeah,
more minors, more xenomorphs. Being posted.
I do want to circle back to something because I know you mentioned their little post because they they try to change the context of the screenshot in response to Falgi. They're trying to say the reason why they were upset was because just the exhausting effort of being a mod and having to go through every person being a minor to remove. So I'm sorry I'm not doing it with a smile on my face, which is just not what the context of the screenshot was at all. They changed
it.
He
was upset because he was He was obviously just upset that he was banning people from his server. Or from their server. Sorry, my bad.
Her server.
But obviously, it's obviously you were upset that you were banning minors from your server. It's not because it's exhausting. I have to ban all these retards from my server. No, that's not what happened.
Well, my good faith interpretation is that they probably were friends with some of these people that ended up being kids.
That's what I'm assuming.
And they
that's what I'm assuming.
So are we just saying that Limus does not understand what it says?
My great faith interpretation is they had a thing for some of the kids, and now they're kind of ashamed to see them go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, little one.
I'm sorry. What did it cost you? Everything.
Oh, my minors are gone. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I gotta talk about how I want to have sex with Xenomorph from Alien and Oscar from Fortnite. Please come home.
It's Gary, come home, but it's minors. But
please, I gotta talk about this. I gotta put General Grievous in a maid dress and goon to it.
I don't
There's
know.
some evil screenshots of that.
I think it's pretty telling by a person's actions. Not to say that they're a groomer or anything, right? There's not enough. But I think it's pretty interesting that the only reason why they removed the minors is because of a document being made on them. It's
it is.
That's weird to me that it took a document with a bunch of screenshots that it was kind of a dumb document is the reason why you did it, and not because a pedophile joined your server. I think you should have done this when the pedophile joined your server. You should have recognized the risk, being oh shit, a pedophile could just fully join here and just groom these kids in my server. But no, you waited for people to essentially try to call you a groomer for it. It's oh shit, maybe I should do something about it. It was just dumb. They should have done something way sooner. There was obviously a risk. It played out. I don't know. Every time that there's a server that's not 18 plus, It's like it always plays out like, what bad could go wrong. Exactly. Like every time. Every fucking time. It's like yeah,
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. 32-year-old pedophile joins the server.
Rolls in, don't mind if I do.
Yep.
I agree. I think it's probably just safer not to have minors in your servers, just because it's like less of a headache and stuff.
Yeah,
but like I don't know. I think like again, if you just I'm sorry, it's just very simple, dude. It's just so simple to moderate your server, make sure no sexual topics are being discussed, and that's about it. Like that's all you need. That's all you need. It's very simple. And like some sexual like topics get like weaseled in or something, or like slightly. As long as you like moderate it and you make sure to change it, you'll be fine. I don't think it's like that deep.
But honestly, I'm just glad that Limus, took this all on the chin. Was like, you know what? Yeah, this document was made on me. I'm gonna handle it, and nothing else happened after. Dude, this is like a very small footnote, but like, fuck me, man. How are you in drama and you just pick fights with fucking like Chris Sanark and Lio and Falgi of all people, dude?
Yeah, you summon the fucking like ACC Avengers Mark II, like, and then you beef with them. That's such like a weird like assault just to get pissed off at you.
Fucking Chris is the most random one of them all because he had no real involvement in the size shit, and it's like lol.
From my understanding, it was a comment Anthony Fauci going over the what's his name?
Bro was playing Monster Hunter. Okay, yeah, it was like this was like fucking Blacklisters video, I believe. Like that they were under. It was like
Fauci had the most fair like critique I think I've seen. It was such a good faith like critique of the video.
Yeah,
like in general.
And it's like
I think the most that they said was just like, I'm a bit unsure about having this person in it, given the allegations. And I think that was in reference to, was it Pink King? Not even Limus.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or am I getting my wires crossed? But either way, right? I don't understand why. Like, I don't even know why you'd get into an argument with these people. It's so stupid.
It's weird too because like they're just like bringing out like that's the reason why Chris Sanark did like the petty stream he did, because it's like he was just like commenting like under casually, and it's like, oh my god, I got this makes me want to leave, and then Levis is like, then leave then. It's like, help, I followed, I can't get up, and then Levis like, then stay down.
Chris was like, right. Yeah, I guess we're doing this.
No, but it got even worse, dude. It's like Chris was just like asking, like what's wrong, buddy? It's like, like they were like mocking the, like Live is like mocked the fact that they got like fired by Keemstar, which it's like, yeah, what does that even have to fucking do with anything? So like very clearly, even though Limus and Chris have never had an interaction with each other, Limus just had so much pent up rage. It was just epic, which is why they did like the 4-hour stream or whatnot. But then, and it's like awesome. But then, like, to make things even better, with Lio, he just said some random shit. I don't even remember what he said. But then, like, fucking Limus said, "Why are you still alive?" It's like, yeah, which is like,
that was kind of based.
You see, this would be way funnier if Limus just just bit back, after like like their public responses. I don't think they said anything back to Lio, and like with Chris, they didn't say anything about their stream. That could be funny, but like. They don't want to like respond to the drama publicly, and they're just quietly like removing minors from their server and putting them into their DMs. I mean, like just removing them from their server, and it's like I don't know. It's just, it's like I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna like respond to like fucking GXC and like Psy, but like when a document made gets you, it's just like nope, crickets.
Yeah,
it's awful.
But it is fucking funny.
Dude, document called you a groomer, I sleep. GXC makes fun of you for your media reviews. Real shit. Oh, what the fuck? They're on me for angel dust. Fuck! Oh, not again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, even the response video, I haven't even seen all of it, admittedly. But like, I saw like the end of it where it's like they're like acting like they didn't really care about this and they're just trying to move on. I'm like, dude, I hate when people say they don't care about things in a fucking response video, because it's like, if you really don't care about it, why are you responding? Like, this is I think like a 20 to 30 minute video or whatnot, and you're like, fuck. It's like, you clearly cared. Okay, you clearly cared. You had a segment for each one.
I just felt like I just wanted to make the video. I didn't really care. Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah, nonchalant type shit, nonchalant response
uh,
video. I don't even care if you guys don't like me or not. Just feel like, speaking, man, shit. Like, but
Like,
yeah.
it's nothing. But yeah, I'll just do it because why not? Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I don't even think realistically. I've been like kind of doing this for each one. Where Limas, where I see them right now, I don't realistically see anything else coming from them. Like, I'm gonna be real. I think this is like probably.
You say that.
No, you see, this is probably as big as Limas is gonna get. I don't see anywhere like because Limas is not gonna continue beef with Psy. They're not gonna continue beef with GXC. They're not gonna respond to Chris and Arg. They're not gonna like continue arguing with these other people. It's like there's just. I mean, they've already like blocked Ant, which like cucked something that could have been really funny, for like an
I'm
interview.
so sad. I'm so upset, dude. That would have been actually peak.
Yeah.
Peak content that just went down the drain.
Hey, Limus, hit up my line.
Yeah, it's like it's annoying, it's tedious, but it is what it is at the end of the day. It's yay. But
What can you do?
they're just an idiot online. And they've done like a lot of reckless and stupid things. They don't know. I don't even think they know how to handle criticism. Like,
No.
I think like this is a media reviewer that kind of like got roped into the like commentary-esque kind of community. So it's like they look like a fucking idiot. But yeah, honestly, unless you guys have anything else other to say, the Limus, I think I'm about to wrap it up.
No, I'm good. I got stuff to do.
I think she is very gay, and I think
Come
that she.
Let's promise.
I need to like correct like all your mistakes. By the end,
Thank you. Listen, Limus. All right, hit me up again. We'll have a conversation. I want to be fair and balanced. We want to make sure you're okay. Come have a conversation with me. Have a seat. Chris Hansen, have a seat. Have a seat, please. Yeah. I'm gonna get an artist to make that. That actually sounds really funny, Art. Anyway,
but yeah,
have a seat.
Anyways, I think Courtney Pete is a bitch, and there we go.
Oh.